callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. My God, let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
I know this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is Winning Wednesday. And can I be real honest and transparent? I'm tired. I am tired. I was up all night fooling around with Michigan and UCLA and had some updates to write after the Michigan UCLA game. And I'm like, if y'all don't come on here, wrap it up. And man, I was so disappointed in Michigan. I feel like, now y'all know where my Michigan fans at, friends, David Grubb and a few others love Michigan. I feel like I was a little salty for having rooted for Michigan being a lifetime Ohio State fan. I felt kind of sacrilegious, like I crossed over some proverbial line rooting for Michigan. And when they lost last night, I felt the need to tell myself, I said, self said, huh? And then I said to myself, that's what you get. And self said, what you mean? And I said to myself, you don't root for no Michigan. You love Ohio State. Fortunately, I got a life coach coming on here today, and she gonna help me get me and myself together because I have honest conversations with myself like that right there. What's up, Keith Benton? Long time no talk to. Kimberlyn Negrete, hey. Desiree Battles, I just wanted to be the first to say, hey, AJ and Lunch Breakers on Winning Wednesday. Desiree, you are first. Let me put a love sign by yours. Benton, what's up, bro? I'm serious, man. Who frowned at me? Somebody frowned at me because I went off on Michigan. I can't help it. You know how Texan fans refuse to root for Cowboy fans refuse to root for Texan fans, Rocket fans refuse to root for San Antonio refuses to root for the Rockets. I don't even know what they do with UT and A&M. I think UT A&M is a grown folk problem. I don't think the young people have a problem with it. Like, you can play it or not play it, we'd be all right. The grown folks are the ones messing that one up. Nebraska trying to duck and dodge Oklahoma. I feel like I cheated on myself. Like I was like the OJs. Your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. You messing me around. Like some part of me told the other part of me, don't root for Michigan. And the other part of me rooted for Michigan anyway. I still love Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard, for those who don't know his backstory, was a part of the Fab Five. I can't even remember all of them. Let me see if I can do. Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Ricky King. Who was the fifth member of the Fab Five? Somebody tell me who the fifth member of the Fab Five was. You might win something. You might. I ain't say you would, but you might win. King and Jackson. There it is. Jackson, King, Webber, Rose, Howard. Those were the Fab Five. Don't call now. You too late. I got it myself. So Juwan Howard was a member of the Fab Five. You know what they did up there at Michigan. Keith Hennig, Spud Webb. I love you, Keith. You know what they did up there at Michigan as rookies, freshmen, all together, choosing to go to one school and make it great. Had that timeout issue against Duke. And then Juwan Howard left school early. Juwan Howard left Michigan early. I think he was a sophomore when he left Michigan. But this is why Juwan stood out for me. Juwan graduated from Michigan on time with his class, even though he left early. Juwan Howard graduated from Michigan. Oh, junior? Okay. Oh, thanks, Todd. Todd, I should have known. Todd, call me. Call me, Todd. Get in here early, Todd, before the life coach gets in and helps me clear my head out. 281-453-1000. I need some Todd time. But anyway, he graduated on time with his class. What does that tell you? While they were in other NBA towns, Juwan Howard was studying because we didn't have the whole online school presence that we have nowadays. So Juwan was writing papers. Juwan was studying and doing what he needed to do to graduate on time with his class, even though he had left for big money in the NBA. I said these words and I still mean them today. I mean, it's a different situation. I said Juwan Howard could date my daughter. Juwan Howard, a guy like Juwan Howard could date my daughter. And that's high praise for me. Notice I didn't say he can come over to the house for the barbecue and blah, blah, blah. Juwan Howard, a guy like that who was that focused and that committed and that faithful could date my daughter. And what has he done since then? He went over to the NBA, played for the Rockets for a while. Didn't have a stellar NBA career. Was steady, consistent always. Shout out to Ashton Washington. And then he began to start his coaching career. Assistant coach at various places in the NBA. Put in the work under the radar. Wasn't in any trouble, no controversies, just consistent always. And then one day he got an opportunity to interview for the head coaching job at his alma mater, where he was a part of one of the most storied teams in school history, the Fab Five. And he got the job, and the rest is, as they say, history. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
AJ, it's Todd.
What's going on, Todd? How you doing, man?
I'm good. So now I'm glad you brought up the Juwan Howard. So I have a couple opinions on. I caught in a little bit late on the show. Are you talking about his success at Michigan?
I'm talking about his success at Michigan, but so I got a life coach coming on today, and the one side of me told the other side of me last night, that's what I get for rooting for Michigan because, I'm diehard Ohio State. Like, no part of me should have been rooting for Michigan. But the reason why I did was because of Juwan Howard. Like, I love Juwan Howard. Like, he could be my son-in-law right now.
That little dude for UCLA can coach. I remember when he got that. So remember, I don't know if you remember this, when UCLA hired Cronin, right?
Yeah.
They were on to like their fourth or fifth candidate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. Several people had turned them down. I can't remember the names of the guys that turned them down, but I remember specifically Cronin was like the fourth or fifth guy that they got to after other big-name college coaches said. Because at that time, UCLA, it's lost its luster. You know what I mean? Steve Alford was there. It didn't really do nothing. They had a guy before him. It wasn't really doing nothing. But I remember specifically when Cronin got it, he was like the fourth or fifth cat that they had moved on to. But I remember at that time, Rick Pitino said he's going to win there and he will do well. But I want to caution one thing on, because it seems like in sports, especially with coaches, the Juwan Howard thing is, especially in college, more times than not, when guys come from the pros or somewhere else with no college experience, a lot of times it doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
So Juwan is doing an exceptional job, but now I'm hearing names like other guys that are former players may get these other jobs. I just want to caution people to that. You'll have more luck probably going with the I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to list off real quick.
Wait, Todd, hold your list. Let me hit one quick commercial and a jingle, and we'll come back to that list. Don't lose it, Todd. Todd, I'll be right back, right after this on the lunch break.
9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and y'all new 92.3 FM. It's Winning Wednesday. Hey, Alexis Tannehill, I see you there. Taisha Charles, what's going on, sis? What's up, Queen? All right, we'll come back. Let me get back to Todd real quick. Todd, you got your list, or did you forget?
No, I got it.
All right.
So I want to read off. This is Chris Beard's resume prior to getting
that
head job.
Okay, go ahead.
1995, graduate assistant at Incarnate Word.
Yep.
1996, Abilene Christian assistant coach. 1997 to 99, North Texas assistant coach. 99 to 2000, Fort Scott Community College, head coach. 2000-2001, Seminole State head coach. 2001 to 2011, Texas Tech assistant coach. Majority of that was under Bob Knight. 2011-2012, South Carolina Warriors, that's in the ABA. 2012-2013, McMurray University head coach. 2013 to 15, Angelo State head coach. 2015 to 16, Little Rock head coach. And then obviously Texas Tech to present. That guy put in a ton of work at the college level, right? So I caution the people, that college sports is such a trend. Remember when they were running the Wildcat in the NFL? And everybody was running the Wildcat. Then it caught up to it. The Juwan Howard stories are very rare. More times than not, you go to that former player coach that doesn't have that strong background, it normally fails. He's the exception. This guy, Chris Beard, that's had that pedigree of grooming up, they're going to have better luck in college than the Juwan Howards. I think the Juwan Howards are one-offs. I think you have better luck with the resume of a Cronin, a Beard, if I was in a hiring position.
You didn't hear my show yesterday or the day before, did you? I hope. Say no. Please say no.
If it was around Chris Beard, no. I'm not. So AJ, let me be clear. Forget Chris Beard. I'm just going off that resume.
No. I'm with you. I'm with you. In fact, I said I want UT to get Chris Beard. I want UT to get Chris Beard, and I want Chris Beard to have UT. I don't want Royal Ivy to go there. You know, again, assistant coach, and former alum and all that. But because he's not been a head coach, he won't get the kind of time that he would need to develop himself and his program into UT's, culture. So Chris Beard is the guy. Go with Chris Beard. They talked about the Oregon head coach. They talked about, I can't think of one of the other head coaches. And then somebody had the nerve to bring up Kelvin Sampson yesterday. And I was like, y'all keep your hands off Kelvin Sampson. Like, I don't want Kelvin Sampson to go. If he got to go through Austin, don't stop.
So here's what I know. So let me tie back to Juwan Howard real quick. When Juwan Howard got that job, he hired a guy by the name of Phil Martelli. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Phil Martelli's got a long resume at coach at St. Joe's, right?
Yep.
So if you go with someone like Royal Ivy, there's a big multitude of issues. He doesn't know anything about the NCAA, all these regulations and stuff. That's a learning curve in itself. You can have some people around you to help you with that, but the Juwan Howard, it's rare. I mean, it's just hard. Like, people look at it, I think sometimes, well, basketball is basketball. I mean, what's the difference, right? But the college game, dealing with the NCAA, the recruiting part of it, it's just a different, it's just a totally different ball game in my opinion. So when you come into a hiring standpoint, I think Juwan, people are trying to make a parallel to Juwan and Royal Ivy.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. I agree with you on that. Can we play a game of what if?
Sure.
All right. What if they got Rick Pitino out of Iona?
Well, here's why. Okay. The athletic director at Texas, Chris Del Conte, right? He's made it clear in the past, if anyone has had any show cause with the NCAA or has had NCAA sanctions anywhere at their resume, they're not getting an interview, right? So Kelvin Sampson would be off. Pitino would be off. Dana Altman from Oregon has been rumored, but he's had issues with the NCAA. So Chris Del Conte is a guy, if you had any kind of sanctions, whatever you want to call it, right? Trouble with the NCAA, you're not getting interviewed. So that list starts to dwindle down. I love Kelvin Sampson. Kelvin Sampson could coach at North Texas, and he would win, right? And I don't know if that's fair or not to hold the past against somebody, because you may have a coach that learned their lesson, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I was young at that time. I was making too many phone calls. I knew what the rule was. I broke it, So I don't know if that's necessarily fair to hold that against somebody, but he's made that publicly recently that, hey, that's one thing he loved about Shaka. He never had to worry about the NCAA sniffing around the basketball program because he knew Shaka wasn't cheating.
Yeah, and I could appreciate that. That to me is more valuable than wins and losses. That's why I love Charlie Strong, integrity. That's why I love Shaka Smart, integrity. And the only thing I said about Kelvin Sampson is they threw the book harder at Kelvin Sampson over phone calls and text messages than they did all these people combined. Roy Williams and the class that never existed at North Carolina for over 10 years. You cannot tell me Roy Williams did not know about that class when his department was referring players to that class. That's one. Bill Self in Kansas, Rick Pitino, John Calipari, I mean, do I need to go on? The coach at Arizona, the coach at LSU, all of them combined didn't get a 5-year sit down, go somewhere else until you figure it out, like Kelvin Sampson got for too many phone calls and text messages. And oh yeah, by the way, the rule was so dumb, it's no longer a rule now.
What was the other dude that's now at Auburn that was at Tennessee? What is his name?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. I can never Bennett.
Yeah, he got in trouble for the same stuff, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl.
Pearl. Yeah. I'm thinking about the other guy. So look, Cronin though, I somebody had to tell me he was at Cincinnati because I was trying to give him to Xavier, and it was like, no, Doc, he was at your school. He was at Cincinnati, and he balled out. He coached out at Cincinnati. They were 30-6 one time under him. They were 31-5. I mean, his record at Cincinnati alone was almost 67%. And, so last night, for some reason, I couldn't feel UCLA. I couldn't feel him. And then I felt bad internally about liking, Michigan, because I'm an Ohio State guy. So I can't wait for this life coach to come on and help me balance my yin and my yang.
So I'll leave you with this. Man, I do feel like I'm happy for Juwan Howard, right? I'm happy for Juwan Howard. So I don't want you to take this. I'm not unhappy. I'm unhappy for Juwan Howard. But I do feel some kind of way that former players skip the line, right? Let me give you an example.
Todd.
Hold on.
No, Todd.
Hold on.
All right, let me let you have your point. I'm going to let you finish, but.
Hear me out. That Chris Beard resume, there's 1,000 Chris Beard resumes out there, right?
Yeah, man.
But the fact that Rui Lively knows Kevin Durant, TJ Ford, LaMarcus Aldridge, they get an interview. And I have a problem with Steve Nash skipping the line. Steve Nash should not be the head coach of the Nets. Jacques Vaughn should, right? If I was Jacques Vaughn, I would have been, forget y'all. I'm done.
Steve Kerr.
But that's my point.
Cliff Kingsbury.
So we call it, whatever privilege, right? White privilege, player privilege. It's all a privilege.
Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. If Juwan Howard never played at Michigan, Juwan Howard is not the head coach of Michigan right now.
Agreed.
So, and that's what I'm saying is I feel some kind of way about it. I'm glad he's doing well, right? But when you're skipping the line over the resumes of a Chris Beard, of a guy on paper that is way more qualified to coach the college game, right? And you bring someone in that has never even sat on a college bench as far as coaching, to me, it sets a bad precedent. And more importantly, we've seen it more time than not. It fails more than it works. And the reason it does is because you brought in a guy that had no experience at the exact job you were wanting him to do.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the Juwan Howards are the one-offs. I can give you 1,000 examples of the ones they tried it, and it just flamed out. It was just
Where do you put Avery Johnson in that list?
Man, you know what? That's a great example. You brought that up. Because Avery tried to make the move reverse, right? He had been an NBA coach for a long time with the Mavs, the Nets, coached under Pop, and he tried to come back down to Alabama. I don't think Alabama was a disaster.
No, they weren't. They got. They may had NCAA appearances under Avery.
Yeah, no, I thought he did a solid job there. You know what I mean? But I think with Avery, in his case, at least he had been head coaching for many years, right?
What I love is that Don Nelson groomed him. Don Nelson said, "Hey, let me get your coaching resume up to speed," and then stepped away so that Avery could take over the Mavericks.
Yeah, no. So I think that's a great point. I think the difference with like maybe an AJ versus Juwan, Juwan had never been a head coach at any level, right?
Yep.
Jay had Avery Johnson had many years head coaching experience. So I didn't look at that one as like I didn't look at Avery. I thought that was a good hire, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I got you. I just wanted to see where that one, and I didn't have an answer either way. I was just curious. So I appreciate it, Todd. Let me get ready to take a break. Be safe out there, man. And oh, yeah, by the way, listen to the show. I'm going to say something about you that you might find surprising.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it, AJ.
All right, Todd. Thanks, man. Good call. Good call. I love reasonable dialogue, man, and that's good reasonable dialogue. Let me take a break. Hopefully our special guest will be joining us in a minute right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211, conveniently located on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we back here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Winning Wednesday, last day in March. Man, I'm so tired. Literally last night, man, and the night before, the NCAA March Madness games. The night before, we had the women's March Madness games as well. Had the Rockets going, covered them a little bit. The Spurs were going, covered them a little bit. Mavericks covered them a little bit. It was a long night. It was a long night. And then last night, I'm telling you, I could not. I'm like, come on, will somebody win this thing? Somebody win this thing. And Michigan, man, dude, you're down by 2, and y'all jacking up threes. Granted, they were open looks, but get the ball in the basket. Like, get the ball in the basket. Send it to overtime. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, my left and my right were not aligned with one another. I needed Willie Gibson to be on my right side saying, AJ, it's going to be okay. Like, I literally turned on myself saying that's what you get for rooting for Michigan. So real quick, I wanted to get to this before our special guest got in. There are 2 more lawsuits that got filed. Let me say, whenever I say lawsuits with this case, I mean civil lawsuits that got filed against Deshaun Watson. So the total is now up to 21. But there was an interesting story that came out yesterday that the attorney for all 21 of the women had originally said that HPD had reached out to him for evidence of these crimes so that they can open their investigation. And then once he made that statement, HPD released the statement that nobody, to their knowledge, had reached out to him. And then he came out and he said he was going to be presenting evidence to HPD and to try and get a grand jury to hear evidence to bring criminal charges. That didn't happen. Then it was he was going to present evidence by Monday. Well, today is Wednesday, and we get this. Tony Busby says he has no intentions of providing evidence regarding his client's claims of sexual assault against Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson to the Houston Police Department. And here's why. I'm quoting. Our team has been roundly criticized because these numerous brave women haven't filed formal criminal complaints to HPD, although we have provided info to other organizations. Here is my worry. When I ran for Houston mayor against the current mayor, I called for the resignation of the former police chief. I was thus reluctant initially in these important cases to provide info to HPD, at least while Art Acevedo was the police chief, even though my brother-in-law is a long-term HPD officer. Mr. Acevedo has now left Houston for Miami. Yet, I've since learned that my legal opponent, Mr. Harden, has a son who is on the exclusive command staff of HPD. I'm not saying in any way that Deshaun Watson's lawyer, Mr. Harden, has a son who has a position that would compromise HPD in its investigation. I support his service, along with all Houston police officers. I think the rank and file know that. But I am saying that me and my clients will go elsewhere to provide our evidence to investigative authorities. Stand by. End quote. I'm pausing because I have no words. I'll try to find some, and in the meantime, I'll use these words. Sexual assault is serious. From allegations to convictions to exonerations to whatever, sexual assault is serious. And if a woman has been sexually assaulted, she should have her day in court to be heard criminally, civilly, any other way possible. I have no issues with the women in these cases, and I agree that to come forth is a brave step. That being said, I also think that it is fair to say that the person involved on the other side is innocent until proven guilty, and that there is a legal process that has to play out. My issue has never been with the women. I have never been one of the ones who said, oh, they're just trying to get money. It's a money grab. They're being paid to do this. I've never said those things. I won't. My issue has always been and continues to be with the attorney. Tony Busby has not failed to make this anything other than what it needs to be. I'm not siding with attorney Rusty Hardin, but I agree with his words that Tony Busby has turned this into a media circus and has told untruths. I know, not misunderstandings, not quotes taken out of context, none of that. He has flat out lied. I was contacted by HPD. HPD comes out and says, not by anybody that we know of. Oh, I meant I'm going to turn the information over to HPD by this date, and I'm going to convene a grand jury. Lie number two, you cannot convene a grand jury. You are not the district attorney. And oh yeah, by the way, you have not given information to our knowledge at this time to her office. And then it was, I'm going to turn it over by Monday. And here it is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, last day in March. And now it's, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I don't trust them, but I'm for them. I appreciate their service, but they know what I mean. I don't trust them. And I'm not saying that the son of the defendant's attorney is going to sabotage the case, but what I'm saying is he might. I mean, I don't mean to minimize or translate his words in on that level, but that's in essence what he's saying. You can't say that you're not concerned about him and then be concerned about him. You can't say you think he's not going to do anything wrong, but then say you got to be careful so he doesn't do anything wrong. And again, the people I feel bad for are the ladies. They need justice if this happened, if this is true. And I just don't know if Tony Busby is the right person to give it to them or get it for them. I don't know if I would, be more something if one of them came up with a different attorney. Like, we've decided that it's in the best interest of our client, who also feels like she was sexually assaulted by Mr. Watson, that we go in a different direction than the other ladies are going. That to me would be a game changer. I don't know. I just don't know. TD Blackshirt, it sounds like to me there's a dead cat on the line. I don't know. I will say this, I've said on my own, not based on any knowledge or insider or evidence or anything like that. I believe Deshaun Watson is done in Houston, regardless of the outcome of this. Obviously, if he did it and he's convicted of it, he's done in Houston. If he's not and he's innocent, he's done in Houston. Like, there's no coming back from this. There, in my opinion. In fact, that being said, let me read the statement from the Texans organization. Nick Caserio finally made a statement, and I quote, it's a legal process, so we certainly respect that. Caserio said on Texans All Access podcast, we certainly take them very seriously. The allegations, what's been discussed, are certainly troubling. Organizationally, that's not something that we can condone, those types of actions. But again, we'll let the legal process take care of itself. Translation, he's done in Houston. Translation, he's done in Houston. Whether it's true or not. You know, the fact that he went outside of the organization and used all these different massage therapists, he's done in Houston. Talking about Deshaun. And I think you see that with the moves that the Texans have made at quarterback, and we'll see what they do in the draft. If they draft another quarterback, you know he's done in Houston. They don't have the equity to move up and take one of the top quarterbacks. But, you know, if they get a third-round quarterback, he's done in Houston. But I've been thinking about, and I hate to try and get him back, but I've been thinking about what Todd said in reference to his personal experience with his father having an issue, and how his father was literally in denial about the issue. I don't know why Deshaun might have reached out to all of these different massage therapists. I don't know why he didn't go through the organization, other than the fact that he was done with the organization and, you know, didn't trust them anymore, didn't whatever. I mean, they had a lot going on. But not saying he's guilty, not saying, you know, the women are lying or whatever. If Deshaun has an issue, just like I've said about other players in the league, I'm more concerned about the person. I'm not one of those people that if Deshaun did this, I'm going to throw him away. I want him locked up for the rest of his life. I want him, some people, death penalty and all that. Come on. I am not the guy that's going to throw away a young black man. I'm not. And if that makes you want to delete me and not follow me, then don't. But if Deshaun Watson needs help, doggone it, I don't know him personally, but I would be one of the ones trying to get him the help that he needs, no matter what the outcome is. Because it's not about Deshaun, the football player. It's Deshaun Watson, Mrs. Watson's son. It's Deshaun Watson, Mr. Watson's son. It's Deshaun Watson, you know, the brother, the friend, the cousin, the uncle. Well, AJ, you don't feel that way about the women? Absolutely. Absolutely. If Deshaun has a problem, like Todd alluded to with his family member, his father, man, I want Deshaun to get help. Tony Busby is a liar. There's no second guessing that. Tony Busby is a liar. And I hope that if these women truly experience what they say that they did, that they get the justice they deserve. If they didn't, I hope they get the help that they need. And I feel the same way about Deshaun Watson. All right, that's all I'm going to talk about today on that. If you want to, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, Winning Wednesday.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica. Play with Indianapolis Colts. And listen, you listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's our winning Wednesday. A little tired today, man. Up late with the NCAA March Madness Elite Eight. Gonzaga reminded everybody, like, oh, y'all talking about Cincinnati and Baylor and Michigan and UCLA and all these other teams. Hey, what's my name? Gonzaga. What's my name? Gonzaga. They beat up on USC. I forget about the dude that was filling in for Jim Rome, talking about, oh yeah, you could possibly have two teams from the Pac-12 in the Final Four. No, you don't. You got UCLA, because Gonzaga didn't feel like playing with USC. Oh, USC is the best defensive team left in the finals, in the championship, the tournament. Oh, okay. They got beat. Let me look. I'm sorry. Let me check the score real quick. 85-66. Gonzaga ain't playing with folks. Gonzaga is running people out the gym. In the words of the big dude from Dallas, take that with you, Dirk Nowitzki. Gonzaga wasn't playing. So they ran USC out. They're heading to the Final Four for the second time in their school history. And they have the chance to be the first school since Indiana in 1976 went undefeated all year long and won the championship. Kind of liking that. If U of H plays them, I'm rooting for U of H. But I'm just saying, I ain't going to be mad if Gonzaga pulls that off. And then, of course, the late game, it was Michigan UCLA pulling off the upset of number one seed Michigan, 51-49. Michigan was not themselves last night. I don't know if UCLA did that to them or what, but Michigan was not themselves. And the last 2 3-pointers by not Wagner, but Wagner, bruh, hit a 2. Can we do that? Can we hit a 2 and go to overtime? I'm just saying. So now on Saturday, you got U of H and Baylor at around 4:15 on CBS, followed by Gonzaga and UCLA. And that's going to be just after 7:30. Let me just say this. For all you UCLA Bruin fans out there, I'm not with you. Like, I'm not with you at all. I'm not going for the underdog against Goliath. I'm not going for I'm just not there. I'm sorry. I have a feeling y'all gonna get beat like USC did. I'm just telling you. It's just me. It ain't nothing personal. I ain't hating on UCLA. Like the colors. But I just feel like y'all gonna get beat up real bad. So I really want to see this. Let me tell you something. Somebody asked me on one of the other shows today, AJ, do you think U of H would have a chance to win it all? And I said, if they are playing against UCLA, yes. And I was going to say, but if they were going to play against Gonzaga, no. But then I thought about, remember Phi Slamma Jamma with Clyde and Hakeem and all the fellas, and they were unbeatable, and a little bitty school out of NC State led by a head coach, Jim Valvano, didn't have a chance against Phi Slamma Jamma. And the way it played out, Clyde got into foul trouble early, and NC State hung around. And, you know, Houston had the lead, and I think it was a long three-pointer that was nothing but air, and the big man caught it in the air and tipped it in for the win. I'm just saying, this might be U of H's turn. This might be U of H's turn to do what was done to them. I'm not saying it's going to be that, but I'm saying nobody thought that NC State could beat U of H back then. So why can't U of H pull off the upset? Well, somebody said, well, why don't you think UCLA can do that? They can. I'm not saying they can't. That's why they play them. That's why they keep score. So, yeah, man, it's coming up this Saturday. I got to get my rest, too, because, man, I'm worn out already. All right, let me go back. A lot of comments coming in. Let's see. Somebody said, I'm never a victim basher, but I have questions about no one filing a police report while he's being destroyed. Someone said, if it's truth. And then Todd, Kimberlin Negrete, one guess I would have, if the ladies are worried about it ruining their careers and receiving threats, it's intimidating taking on a public figure. Everyone loves Deshaun. Hey, Tracy Williams, how are you? And then the response was, I get it, but the fact that not one out of 19 or 20, it's 21 now, just makes me question. There's a lot of questions in this. A lot of questions. Too many for me to answer. That's why I gotta sit back and just listen. I gotta sit back and let this one play out. It's kind of like the Derek Chauvin murder trial in Minneapolis. I can only listen to it in bits and pieces. I can't consume it like I did other trials back in the past. You know, hearing the 911 operator, dispatcher saying she ended up calling the police on the police. Hearing the MMA guy say what he said. Hearing the fire person say what she said. And she got with him yesterday to the point where the judge tried to control her. I didn't like the way the judge talked to that young lady yesterday during her testimony. Like, you ask me dumb questions, you're going to get dumb answers. You know, asking me if time may have affected her memory. And she said, oh, yeah, time affects memory. That's why it's a good thing we have it on video. They didn't see that answer coming. So I don't know where this one is going to go. Maybe in this area, I'm a little biased. I hope that Deshaun didn't do it. I understand what that means in reflection to the ladies, 21 of them involved. If he didn't do this, they will suffer some type of public backlash. But I would be lying if I didn't say personally, I hope that he didn't do it. Notice I didn't say I hope that they're lying. I just hope that he didn't do these things. And I hope he can go on and live his life on his terms somewhere else. I don't know. Tony Busby, man. Jiminy. Like there's 7 million people in Houston. I'm sure there's a few other lawyers other than Busby. I guess I better quit saying his name before he come and say something to me. Where's my disclaimer? I'll hit it in a few minutes. All right, so I'm trying to see if there's any breaking news out there. See what else is going on. I'll be busy again tonight. The Rockets play again tonight. They are up in Brooklyn, taking on none other than James Harden and the Nets. I'm sorry, James Harden, Gladys Knight and the Pips, New Edition, Jodeci, the Fab Five, Phi Slamma Jam. Who is not a member? You don't ask who's on Brooklyn's team. You ask who's not on Brooklyn's team. Like Brooklyn is like, oh, y'all cut him, we'll take him. Oh, y'all cut him, we'll take him. Oh, y'all bought him out, we'll take him. Like, how many people does Brooklyn have on their team? Brooklyn would be the first basketball team to have too many men on the field. 15-yard penalty. Illegal procedure, too many men on the field. 1st and 10. Yeah, Keith Hennick, I think Spud Webb is a member of the Brooklyn Nets. All joking aside. So Rockets got to take them on tonight. I'm not saying the Rockets going to go in there and win. I'm just saying I got to cover that tonight at 6:30. The Spurs going to host Sacramento again tonight at 7:30. I don't expect the Spurs to get blown out like they did the other night. I don't expect that. So we'll see. We'll see what's up. And then last night, the Lady Longhorns were no match for South Carolina. Lady Longhorns were no match for South Carolina. All right, let me hit Sybil Wilkes. We'll be right back.
Today, more than 550,000 Americans have died due to COVID-19 out of more than 30 million infections. President Biden has announced that 90% of all American adults will be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine by April 19th. Prosecutors continue laying out their case today against Derek Chauvin, the fired Minneapolis police officer charged in the death of George Floyd. The teenager who filmed the widely viewed cell phone video took the stand Tuesday morning. The teen, identified as Darnella Frazier, became emotional as she described seeing Floyd suffering and begging for his life. Nike has filed a lawsuit against the company selling the Lil Nas X Satan shoes, arguing the swoosh on the controversial shoe violates its trademark and damages its brand. The lawsuit came the same day as the release of the shoes, which feature a bronze pentagram, the number 666, and a small amount of human blood. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica, play with Indianapolis Colts, and you listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Listen, I know this is not sports related, but let me kill the music real quick. Sybil Wilkes does the What You Need to Know, and she just did an update. I follow her on social media, and she just did an update about a teacher in California who has resigned because she went on a racist rant on Zoom. And I'll try and read. Here's what the teacher said, and I quote, was talking about a parent's mom. He said, she's answered her phone for the first time the entire year. I mean, these parents, that's what kind of pieces of they are. Two kinds of pieces of they are black and he's black. This is what black people do. She also referred to the student as a liar and used racist slurs which were not included in the audio recording that was published on YouTube. And of course, she apologized, went on administrative leave, said that that's not who she is and that doesn't represent her. And then she chose not to cooperate with the investigation, and she's since been fired, and the family is looking into filing a lawsuit against her for her racist statements. That's a teacher. That's a teacher. All right. Let me hit the top of the hour. We're KYOK, Conroe, Houston, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how do we the Miami Heat of football? Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's a whole idea. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, this game is not over. In fact, I'm just shaking my head, man. I don't know why I act surprised when I read stories like that. And here's the thing. I don't ever want to get numb to them. Like, maybe I should be as surprised as possible every time I read a story like that. I should not become immune to stories like that. Like, there should be some, man, come on. It's 2021 and that's what we're doing. And it just, again, I've said so many times, that's why we have to have diversity in newsrooms. That's why we have to have diversity on sports desks. That's why we have to have diversity at newspapers and on blogs and on radio shows and TV shows. That's why you got to have diversity, man, because people can act like one thing and really be something else behind closed doors, and they're teaching our children. You know, back in my day was this assessment that when you took it, it said what you were more than likely going to be good at. And oddly enough, most of the black kids at my school that took it, it was some type of service job, some type of, factory or laborer or janitor or, something like that. It wasn't no doctors, no lawyers, no dentists, none of that. And somebody said, well, if that's the answers that the, black kids were giving, then that's why it came out that way. Nah, a lot of times it's a repetitive kind of question, like Myers-Briggs or some. It's the same question a lot of times differently, and they statistically put the answers in certain categories. I can build a test and ask you questions in certain ways that I can point you in the direction to the answer I want you to give me. So no, I'm the wrong guy to run that by because I know better. I don't know how do we get over this? Like, how do you put racist people in a place where they're not going to affect the lives of children? You got racist coaches out there. Remember the coach that didn't want the kid on his team because the kid had locks. Notice I didn't say dreadlocks. He had locks. Wanted the kid to cut his hair. You had the wrestling referee that actually cut the hair of a young person before a wrestling match when all he had to do was put on a head protector that would tie his head down, and had done that all throughout the season. How do you put people in a place where they don't hurt or affect the lives of young people that are just trying to learn and advance? That's it's a rhetorical question. I'm not asking you to answer that for me. But coaches, teachers, administrators, principals, you just got to do a better job of having that not be the case. Again, I don't want this lady fired for the rest of her life. I mean, she can see Kimberly Newman can see the error of her ways and come back and be a better person. But man, she doesn't need to be teaching kids for a while. Just for a while. Some process. So anyway, hey, Phyllis Marriott. Hey, Mama Phyllis. Mama Phyllis is phenomenal. I love her to life. I cannot wait till COVID is over because I'm driving up to Fort Worth and getting one of those Mama Phyllis hugs and a piece of cake, please. I love you, Mama Phyllis. Tell everybody I said hey. Kimberly Negrete, the damage that is done to these kids' psyche is long-term. I agree. I've had to coach and mentor some of these kids. I agree. So there we go. All right. Let me run through it again. Gonzaga, big win over USC, 85-66. They advance to the Final Four, where they'll take on UCLA, who pulled off the upset of number one Michigan, 51-49. They are advancing to the Final Four for the first time since 2008, when Kevin Love and Russell Westbrook were their best players. Of course, U of H is going to take on Baylor this coming Saturday around 4:15 on CBS. That's 4:15 Central. And Gonzaga will then play UCLA in the later game just after 7:30. And again, the winners will meet in the championship game. I'll give you the update on the standings of the bracket in a minute. Women's March Madness, UT was no match for number one South Carolina. They lost 62-34. South Carolina almost doubled up the Lady Longhorns, but great run by the Lady Longhorns and Celeste Turner. I'm a fan. Hang in there, young lady. Stanford also flexed against Louisville, 78-63. So that's going to be a good Final Four on the women's side. Rockets, as I said, versus Brooklyn tonight at 6:30 Central. Spurs hosting Sacramento at 7:30. I already told you about Tony Busby. This is what I wanted to get to. The NFL has officially approved the 17-game season. And I don't know how I feel about it. They're going to play 17 regular season games this coming season. And the Super Bowl has been moved back a week. It is now the second Sunday in February, not the first Sunday in February. The Texans' extra game will be them hosting Carolina. The Cowboys will visit New England, and New Orleans will visit the Tennessee Titans in the extra game. Here's how I don't know how I feel about it. What do you do with all of the records that were based on a 16-game season? And I already know folks are going to be like, well, AJ, what did they do with the records that were based on a 12-game season when they went to 16 games? I feel like, for me, in both situations, if you didn't break the record in 12 games and it took you all 16 to do it, it ain't really the record for me. For me. Same thing with this. If you don't do it in 16, you got to do it in 17. All right. You got it. But in my mind, it's got a little bitty asterisk beside it. Keith Hennick, 17 games is absurd. The players are going to be trashed by the end of the year. So supposedly, because they're taking away a preseason game, and for some teams, oddly enough, 2 preseason games, that's the trade-off. So in essence, I'm doing the open quote, close quote, the players are not going to play any more football. Just one of the games counts now when it didn't. And to that I say, no, because in most of those games, the starting players don't play the whole game in the preseason. Most of those games, they'll play a quarter, a half, maybe 3 quarters, but then they sat down and the other guy's trying to make the team get a shot. That won't be the case, or might not be the case, more than likely won't be the case in a 17-game season that counts. And oh yeah, by the way, you ain't giving these guys more money. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. That, and they're talking about a Good Friday game. You know, they have the, no, not Good Friday, Black Friday game. The day after Thanksgiving. You know, they got the Thanksgiving Day lineup that's always real good. And now they're talking about doing a Black Friday game to jump in on some of that activity going on Black Friday. Get some of those advertisers. Because it's all about money. It's all about money. Is there such a thing as football overload or saturation for you? Is that too much football? Because I will tell you, some of those Tuesday night games that we had this year and Wednesday night games that we had this year because of COVID, I wasn't feeling them. I was like, nah, a little too much football for me. I had to do it because of my job, but just as a casual fan, like, oh, there's a game on. Yo, I'm going to be home watching the game. That wasn't me. I was like, I'll see you on Sunday. I might check out Thursday night if that's what's up, and I'll see you on Monday night. Oh, AJ, you're not a real football fan. Yeah, I can be a real fan and not just jump in it every time it's on. Like I got a life outside of Roger Goodell and the 32 owners, because this is them. There's not many players pushing for this. This Roger and the band. Is there such thing as football saturation or overload for you? How do you feel about the 17-game season? Let me take a break. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy. and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
All right, y'all, we're back.
Bob McDonald from Jamaica, play with Indianapolis Colts, and you listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Winning Wednesday, and I'm getting ready to break down what the standings look like in the lunch break KYOK March Madness Keeping Up with the Joneses Bracket Challenge. Told somebody yesterday, DB Cook, that if Michigan won, he was going to be sitting pretty. They didn't. Todd Malcolm said you could argue 16 games was too much. I agree. I got a few text messages from folks who are like, yo, AJ, I'm with you, man. It doesn't mean I'm not a football fan because I don't want to sit and watch 17 games. I don't watch all 16 of them. AJ, 17 might be too much. Good Friday. I'm sorry. I keep saying Good Friday and I'm reading it. Black Friday football, means I don't have to go shopping. Don't ruin it for me, AJ. I got you, because I know some of y'all jump up at the crack of dawn, and I'm not talking about dawn light. I'm talking about dark dawn. And y'all up in them stoves trying to get those Black Friday deals. Well, just FYI, before you think I'm going to ruin it for you, they're not talking about playing the game at the break of dawn. It's going to be an afternoon or an evening affair. So I don't know if I'm ruining it for you or if you need to shoot a message over to Roger Goodell at NFL.com. I don't even think that's his email, but, I'm just saying, don't blame me if you still got to get up and get in them lines. Fighting in the store for a pair of socks for 50 cents when they normally $3. I am not about it. In fact, anytime that I've never been out on Black Friday in the sales, never done it. But anytime a family member like, oh yeah, man, I got you one of those TVs, they were on sale. I don't have that TV anymore. It's nowhere in my possession working. Like I've got one in a garage that I had fixed 3 times because the picture just went out. And it was a really big one at a really cheap price, and I got what I paid for. So I'm not saying that's the truth about all Black Friday deals. I'm just saying I'm not getting up, standing in line, fighting over the last flat screen that it's not going to work in 3 months. I ain't doing it. So anyway, let me get back to some of these text messages. Another AJ said, yo, what's up, namesake? What's up? I don't like the 17 game deal. I'm with you on what's up with the records. Like I said, they're gonna crown people as record holders no matter how many games they play. That's the league. I'm just saying, if I'm the dude that held the record for 12 games and you did it in 16, you don't have the record. You got a record, but you don't have the record. So if You broke it in 17 and I hold it for 16, same thing. You got a record, you don't hold the record. It's like Michael Jordan telling the owner of the Golden State Warriors, 73 don't mean a thing if you don't have that ring. Like, y'all got the record of 73 wins, most in regular season history, but the 72-9 Bulls, what were they, 72-9 or 72-10, whatever, they got the record. They got the record because they got the ring to go with it. So, yeah, if I look at the ratio right now, more people are saying they're not feeling 17 games. A couple of people, 317-403, they can give me 22, I'm all in. 346-436 says, AJ, I just love football. It keeps me from doing honeydews. All right, I get it. I ain't trying to mess it up for y'all. Do your thing, do your thing, do your thing, Chicken Wayne. All right, let me see if our special guest is coming in this hour. She's on the West Coast, so I'm not sure if I got the times right. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what's up. All right, 281-453-1000. If you want to come in, 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair, the world's lightest wheelchair, is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Winning Wednesday, and I got messages galore going on. Let's see. Big Time Floyd, hello AJ and the Breakers, regarding the NFL games. Cut out the Thursday night games and switch to Saturday night games. NFL trifecta, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I think the reason why is because they've got late games in college, and the NFL and college have some kind of handshake agreement that they won't compete against each other. Because, you know, they when college doesn't have games, the NFL will slide a couple of games in there on Saturdays. But no, they don't usually go head to head. They don't usually go head to head. So you know, it's all weird. It's all weird. It's just all grown men and their toys, grown boys with their toys. You know what it is. All right. Shaka Smart trolls Texas basketball to explain why he left for the Marquette job. Todd, did you read that? I'm not going to send it to you. I'll leave it alone, Todd. I'll leave y'all alone. Y'all going to get Chris Beard. Y'all be happy. Y'all going to get Chris Beard, and he'll act like Bobby Knight, sit down in the middle of the floor and throw chairs and stuff like that. He'll be a big grown baby out there acting like a nut, and y'all will be happy. Hook 'em horns. Woo-hoo. Oh, wrong thing. Woo-hoo. Hook 'em horns. I'll just keep your hands off of Kelvin Sampson. That's what I want you to do. All right, let me give you the standings. Wait a minute, I got to read what CJ wrote. You know, the origin of Black Friday is associated with slavery. I've never had a Black Friday shopping day. I didn't know that. I'm not surprised. Everything is associated with slavery. I mean, it's just you can rarely do anything nowadays that ain't associated with slavery. So I didn't know that. I haven't researched that. I haven't verified that. Can you send me a link on that? I'm in a learning mode. I want to learn about that, CJ. But no, I'm not going. You can forget that. Like I want a Black Friday on my mortgage. I want on the Friday after Thanksgiving, my mortgage to be 88% off. You know, I want a Black Friday on a car for my daughter. I need that car to be 99% off. For today only, if you get in by 6 a.m., you get $1 car. Brand new car for $1. That's what I'm, you know, I want a Black Friday on a Bitcoin. You know, give me a $20,000 Bitcoin for, you know, 140% off. That's what speaks to me. Let's have a land sale. If you get to this piece of land, you know, I'm about that. Wait a minute, hold on now. Here we got another radio person. Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, okay, it's the same thing. Did y'all hear about the radio announcer that compared his toast to the skin tones of Black women? And he didn't think anything about it when he was saying it, but as soon as he got fired, he was like, oh man, once I listened to that, I realized I was wrong and I messed up. So Halle Berry responded. Serena Williams was in there. Who else did he talk about? Halle Berry, Serena Williams, and some other people. It's like, man, I tell you, it's an interesting time right now. Let me get to the standings of the lunch break, keeping up with the Joneses bracket challenge. So before I get in trouble, say something I ain't supposed to say. All right, it has shifted. So right now, Big Mike is leading the pack with 75. Delano's up there with 75. Stephanie Bisco is the one everybody's got to watch out for. Stephanie Bisco is the one everybody's got to watch out for. Let me see if I can see her bracket. Yeah, because she's got Baylor and Gonzaga in the finals. She's got 3 of the 4 teams in the Final Four. She got 3 out of the 4 right. Big Mike also has 3 out of the 4. He's got Georgetown, Gonzaga, and Baylor. So I think that one's going to come down to a tiebreaker. Somewhere between those two, that tiebreaker is going to decide who's going to win that one. Todd Malcolm is tied for 3rd right now, but he scored all his points early. Todd has 74 points, and he has Ohio State winning it all. Then Big Mike at 73 at number 5. Stephanie Bisco at 73 at number 5. Dr. Aki at 72 at number 7. Erica Agnew at number 8 with 71 points. Tammy LaSure at number 8 with 71. Tori Raspberry at number 8 with 71. Eric Powell at number 11 with 68. Amber Shaw at number 11 with 68. Chi-Town at number 11 with 68. Alexis at number 11 with 68. Erica Agnew, her other one, is at number 11 with 68. Carlton Berry is at 16 with 67. Delano, 16 with 67. Keith Hawkins at number 18 with 66. Dwayne B. Cook has maxed out at 66. There I am with 66. My son at number 21 with 62. Alexis with 62. Todd Malcolm is at 23rd with 61. I'm just trying to beat Todd. That's it. So right now you got a couple of people in the running for the $500. Big Mike, Delano, Stephanie Bisco pretty much have the best chance because they got a lot of points left on the board. The next would be Stephanie Bisco. Tammy LaSure also has 135 points left on the board. So does Tori Raspberry, depending upon how these things fall out. Those two could jump way up in the standings as well. Chi-Town has 132 points out there. Amber Shaw has 132 out there. Alexis, Erica Agnew. See, there's a lot of people that could jump up in the standings. So don't give up. It ain't over. It ain't over. Somebody gonna win that $500 on the lunch break. I'm happy for y'all, man. I can't wait to award it. Hopefully somebody will win it and be double vaccinated so we can I can hand it to you. I can hand it to you, or have the Johnson & Johnson one and done. So good competitive balance. I wish we could get a bracket like this for the football, so you could see your standings on the football. I gotta get me a programmer to do that for me. How to build a bracket for the football. Jasper says, AJ, I am not a fan of the 17 games, and that's just too much football if they put it on Friday nights as well. Leave it the way it is. Marcos, AJ, I love football, but I love other sports too. I don't want it to monopolize my time. Besides, soccer is really football. Marcos, you and I know. All right. Let's see. RW. Hey, love the show. Love your comments about Deshaun Watson. You seem to be one of the ones that is most open-minded. A lot of people out there spewing their beliefs as if they're facts. No, I'm trying not to do that. Try not to do that. GM AJ, yes, there is a such thing as football saturation. My wife tells me that every single Sunday. That's funny. Hang in there, GM. Things are going to get better. All right, CT, AJ, I don't like to be away from my family that long watching football. Just like they have TV limits, I have TV limits as well. I'm allowed one game, and then the rest of the time is us. So Fridays doesn't need to be in the mix for me, but to each his own. CT, I like that. I like that. You know me, I'm all wrapped up in my girls and family after my alone time with the 17-year-old this weekend. So I'm for that. I'm still tripping that she made me turn my phone off. Not put it on silent, but turn it off, and I had to hand it to her. Like I felt some kind of way. I mean, it turned out to be one of the best experiences of my life, but the whole holding the button until it turns off and then doing that, it's like, this feels so kind of wrong. This feels like forever. So anyway, you see what's up. Somebody just sent me another text message. It just popped up. Aw, somebody likes my shirt. I like that. I'm responding back. This is Ashton Washington creation. I got to get her back on the show as well. Ashton Washington has a new gig up at Texas Tech. You know, things didn't work out with Lovie Smith in Illinois. He's now the defensive coordinator for the Houston Texans. I believe the Texans defense is going to be a lot better under him. But Ashton, man, I'm so proud of her. She's always landing on her feet. She's up at Texas Tech on staff there. So cool. All right, let me check and see if it's still time. We'll see if Tony Busby has filed another lawsuit. He's still got time to run down to the courthouse. Supposed to be on a Zoom conference call right now with Mike Singletary, but I still got a few minutes left in the show. Wonder if I could end the show early and jump on this call with Mike Singletary. Wow, wide receiver Tyler Lockett just got a 4-year contract extension with the Seahawks, and this is a big one. 4 years, $69.2 million contract, $37 million guaranteed. And Russell Wilson is excited about that. He said, the homie, Tyler Lockett, let's go. You deserve it all. Love you, bro. I love when dudes do that, man. I love when players celebrate each other's money. I do. Celebrate my money. Don't talk about my money. Congratulations, Tyler Lockett. I'm just going down the ticker and see what's going on. Justin Fields had a great pro day yesterday. Apparently, Bill Belichick wasn't impressed with Mac Jones from Alabama at his pro day. I think it's a stretch. Belichick and Josh McDaniels were standing there talking. Mac Jones threw a long pass downfield and overthrew his receiver. And then the camera cut away from the overthrow back to Belichick, just as Josh McDaniels is saying something to Belichick, and Belichick is shaking his head. And folks are taking that to mean that Belichick was not impressed with the overthrow, but he could very well have been telling Josh McDaniels, no, we're not going for chowder. I bought the last time. Why do I always have to buy you lunch? No, I'm not buying. Like, it might not have had anything to do with the Mac Jones overthrow. And oh yeah, by the way, my opinion, I think there's going to be plenty of Mac Jones overthrows. So I don't know. I'm ready to get to the NFL draft. I'm ready to stop looking at the mock drafts. I'm ready to stop talking about which quarterback is going to go where. I think Willie Gibson really kind of said it the way it could go down. It's lying season right now. It is the season where good, honest, God-fearing Christian coaches look you dead in the face and lie. We are not interested in Justin Fields. And with the first pick in the NFL draft, the coach that just said we're not interested in Justin Fields takes Justin Fields, quarterback from Ohio State. Well, what happened, Coach? We can't tell you everything we're trying to do. We got to try and do what we're trying to do. So, I want to see what Urban Meyer is going to do at number 1. I want to see what Robert Salah is going to do at number 2. I want to see what Lynch and them are going to do at number 3. I want to see that. I want to see what Carolina's going to do. I want to see that. Let's get to the draft. It's a month away. So all of this is just speculation, and it's lying season. Urban Meyer might take Justin Fields at number 1. The Jets might take Trevor Lawrence at number 2. Who knows what San Francisco is going to do at number 3? Who knows? I know they're giving John Lynch a lot of credit. They're giving John Lynch credit like he is, the next great Ozzie Newsome. Like he's the new Ozzie Newsome. Like he just can't miss on the NFL draft. I don't know if I'm ready to give him all that, but he has been a little crafty. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back after this on lunch break.
Now, in-home or in-office do-it-yourself COVID-19 testing is available to you, and the results are 99% accurate. Save your time and be safe by avoiding the lines and crowds. You can test yourself and your family members at home. Test your employees at work, making sure your workplace is safe. Simply call Citation Bioscience at the number we're about to give you to order your COVID-19 testing kits. When they arrive, follow the simple instructions and send them back to us with our prepaid shipping. Results are ready the next day in 95% of the cases. And remember, they are 99% accurate and reimbursable by your insurance company. Save your time, stay safe, and avoid the crowds. Order your COVID-19 kits now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right. Got an interesting piece of news that somebody just sent me. Let's see. Apparently, there are this is the part I can't get beyond. But I'll read the story. Apparently, Deshaun Watson's attorney has released a statement that says 18 professional female massage therapists are going to bat for the quarterback, saying that they had nothing but positive experiences with him over the years. Says that the women all worked with Houston Texans quarterback at some point over the last 5 years, completing more than 130 sessions without any sort of incident. Harden issued a statement saying these women say that they are deeply troubled by the accusations made against Deshaun and that these claims are wholly inconsistent with their experiences with him and who they believe him to be. All of them stated that Deshaun never made them feel uncomfortable or demanded anything outside the scope of the professional massage. None of them experienced any behavior alleged in anonymous plaintiffs in the numerous lawsuits filed by the same Houston attorney. All right, I really need to just get off the show and go on about my business. Because I knew Rusty Harden was going to put up a strong defense, and he's not done yet. I'm still concerned about Tony Busby. I have no issue with the women. If I were talking to Deshaun one-on-one quietly, I would ask him this question. Deshaun, why so many different massage therapists? Like, if you've got 18 that you work with over 5 years and you've had great experiences, why not stick with those 18? Why all these other ones? Like, Deshaun, no matter how this comes out, needs a good mentor, advisor, somebody. I'm not talking about the Chris Carter fall guy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about someone that's going to speak some wisdom into him. Deshaun, we can't be all out there with all these different people. You don't know these folks, even if they came referred from somebody that you do know, we don't need to be risking it with 89 different people. And I'm just throwing out a number. It ain't that high. And I don't think that proves that he's guilty or innocent. I'm just saying that's the one thing that I would say to him. Yo, Deshaun, we don't know this person. We ain't doing randoms. Oh, but I heard they were hot. No, nah, not gonna do it. Let's go back to, this group over here. But AJ, the attorney said that he had relations with some of them. Let me just say this. Deshaun's not married. And it's not against the law to have consensual relations. I know it's a Christian radio show, but that doesn't prove his guilt and that doesn't prove his innocence. That's different. This is something that needs to play out. And if Rusty Harden goes in there with 21 women that are saying never had a problem, and Tony Busby is going in there with 21 that said we did, then let's prove it. Let's go to the evidence phase. Again, in a civil court, the burden of proof is lower than in a criminal court, which when everybody's asking, well, why civil? Why civil? That's one of the main reasons. The burden of the amount of proof that you have to come up with in a civil case is different than a criminal case. A lot different. That's how they couldn't get OJ in a criminal case, but they got him on the civil case. So that's all I got. That's all I got. Whoever sent me that, thank you. Thank you. Now, Bleacher Report is saying that Mac Jones's disappointing pro day shows he's not in the same tier as the top quarterbacks in the draft. I think we knew that, right? Justin Fields, Trey Lance, the kid out, Zach Wilson out of BYU. I think we knew that those, and Trevor Lawrence, I think we knew that those four were the top tier quarterbacks. And I think Trey Lance is really based on potential project. I don't think he's in the same category with Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and like I put those two at number 1 and 2. Either way, I'm personally me, Justin Fields, then Trevor Lawrence. But those are 1 and 2. And then you talk about Zach Wilson and Trey Lance for me. And then you go down for me, Mac Jones, Kellen Mond, those kind of guys. Mac Jones and Kellen Mond to me are, while they didn't have the same success in college, Kellen Mond could be a great NFL quarterback. Oh, AJ, come on. You telling me that Daniel Jones tore it up in college? You're telling me that Mitchell Trubisky tore it up in college? You're telling me that Mike Glennon tore it up in college? You're telling me that all these other people, Jared Goff, they were just unbeatable in college? That ain't the case. Carson Wentz, that ain't the case. They were solid college quarterbacks who, made it to the pros. Kellen Mond would be a good pro to me. Got all the tangibles and intangibles. Mac Jones is not head and shoulders in my assessment over Kellen Mond. But Mac Jones is not up there with tier 1 or tier 2. Tier 1, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. Tier 2, Trey and Zach, and then you got the rest. And that's why I say, if the Texans do something like take Kellen Mond, I don't think Mac Jones is going to fall down to the 3rd round. But if they take a quarterback in the 3rd round, that's their 1st round. I'll put it in perspective for you. The Texans taking a quarterback with their 1st pick in the NFL draft, and it's the 3rd round. That's their 1st round pick. That's their 1st pick. That's their priority. So that says all you need to know about where this is going to go for them. And they already got, I drew a blank on my guy, Tyrod Taylor. They already got him. Tyrod would have been the starter in LA with the Chargers if their team doctor knew what the heck he was doing. I get how it worked out, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the team doctor punctured the man's lungs. Tyrod Taylor is going to be a decent starter for the Texans. Now that they're playing 17 games, I put the Texans at 6-11. And I'm not saying that without Deshaun, they win 2 more games than they won with Deshaun. I'm saying without Bill O'Brien and Anthony Weaver and, Tim Kelly, the Texans win 2 more games. That's where I am. Let me see. Texans offensive coordinator. It's still Tim Kelly. Yeah. 6 wins. 4, 5, 6. That's it. Somewhere in there. I ain't going over that. Monique Smith. Ozzie Newsome, a.k.a. The Wiz. Cleveland Browns. Yeah. Bet Ozzy. Ozzy is one of the best general managers and was one of the best general managers in the NFL until he decided to step away. So I got to get ready to go. Let me get Sybil Wilkes queued up, and that's that. Don't forget TD Blacksher Table Talk coming back to the legendary KYOK every Tuesday from 10 to 11 on the legendary KYOK AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org. I just got a message from our special guest. She apologized for not being able to jump on. We will obviously reschedule because I need her. Like, I need to sign up for a session. I'm still trying to get conflicted with my love for Juwan Howard and Michigan and my love for The Ohio State University. So, Donnie McClurkin and the Donnie McClurkin Show up next. Donnie will give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. And then, of course, in the morning, Erica Campbell and Griff Get Up Mornings. Great show. Don't miss it. You'll love it. And then you got Shiloh Radio. That'll be on tomorrow. And, of course, your boy will be back with Throwback Thursday. Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, will be in. Of course, we'll talk about the March Madness tournament, men and women, and we'll talk about the NBA. So, as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it except wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize everything around you, be sensitive to everybody around you. And when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, not the people, but the racism. We can do this. I'm telling you. I believe it. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. We'll talk to you later.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. More than 550,000 Americans have died due to COVID-19 out of more than 30 million infections. President Biden has announced that 90% of all American adults will be eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine by April 19th. Prosecutors continue laying out their case today against Derek Chauvin, the fired Minneapolis police officer charged in the death of George Floyd. The teenager who filmed the widely viewed cell phone video took the stand Tuesday morning. The teen, identified as Darnella Frazier, became emotional as she described seeing Floyd suffering and begging for his life. Nike has filed a lawsuit against the company selling the Lil Nas X Satan shoes, arguing the swoosh on the controversial shoe violates its trademark and damages its brand. The lawsuit came the same day as the release of the shoes, which feature a bronze pentagram, the number 666, and a small amount of human blood. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
I'm excited about it. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show today. I feel like I talked a whole lot, so I appreciate y'all putting up with me. As always, not this, definitely this. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.